Let's just take a look then at how things stand. That win for Lazio puts them 7th in the table. Meanwhile, AC Milan are your winter champions despite that defeat yesterday against Atalanta. Inter in 2nd, of course, after that goalless draw against Udinese. Roma 3rd after that 7-goal thriller against Spezia. Juventus in 4th. Atalanta 5th. Well, let's welcome, shall we, Gab Marcotti and Matteo Bonetti to the show. Matteo, how many teams are in this title race?
I think 4, honestly. I think you have to go with the 2 sides from Milan. You have to go with Juventus. You can never count them out. And then I have maybe a wild card side, which is yet to be determined. Maybe Napoli, maybe Atalanta, maybe even Lazio. But I'd say realistically.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Listen to this.
Just let me sit on
What's under the table here? It's a tree that we just forgot about. At this point, how many teams are in the title race?
Fine, I changed my mind. I'm going to go with 3. The 2 Milan sides and Juventus. Happy? That's a lot easier. You peer pressured me into changing my mind. The point being, though, that this is the best title race that we've had in more than a decade and that it's going to change every week. So like Gab said earlier on, you ask my opinion next week, I'll have a completely different answer.
No, okay. So as it stands, Gab Marcotti, how many teams are in the title race? More or less than 3?
More, and I don't even need wild cards to do it here. Milan, Inter, Juventus, Roma, Atalanta, and then if Napoli win their game in hand, that's not a wild card, then you could chuck Napoli back in. You could even extend it out to Lazio. So I think it's easily 6 or 7 teams. I think what we've seen in the first half of the season, nobody's dominant, nobody's flawless, nobody's accumulated a big enough lead that they can't be caught again if the wheels fall off. So, yeah, I'm going to be much more bullish here than Matteo.
Why are Atalanta not title contenders considering how brilliant they were yesterday, Matteo?
I just wonder if they have enough in terms of depth. Still fighting in the Champions League. They're meeting Real Madrid very soon. They just lost Papu Gomez, and that is a hit. Even though they're playing fine without him, there's no way that team is as good without Papu Gomez, who was their inspiration for so many seasons. And they're one Ilicic injury away from really missing a creative force. So I just worry a little bit about their depth, trying to juggle all these different competitions when they haven't even shown the same domestic form that they showed in last season. So I'd say that they're maybe going to finish 4th place, but title contenders, I'm not so sure.
Gab?
Yeah, I think this emphasis on like saying, well, they're still in Europe. You know, it only matters if you go far in Europe. If they get knocked down in the next round, or knocked out in the next round of the Champions League, they'll be out of Europe by the end of February, and so then it's not really going to matter. I do think they have depth. Obviously, it's a mountain to climb. My concern is probably Gasperini. I mean, the reason Papu Gomez left, I think, had to do, obviously, with his man management, internal tensions. I don't see how you can rule out the possibility of that happening again. So I'm not sure about Atalanta. I think they're rank outsiders, but after all they've achieved, you're not going to rule them out completely.
What happened to Milan yesterday, Matteo?
Okay, well, first of all, they faced Atalanta, who on their day, when they're full strength, is still an incredible team, a team that was minutes away from going to the Champions League semi-final. Milan have still had some key injuries. We haven't seen a full-strength Milan squad in about a few months now. It seems like the second that they're getting players back, they get Zlatan Ibrahimovic back, and then they lose their best midfielder, their best defender. So we're still waiting to see the full-strength 11 from Milan. And I'm not even saying that as an excuse, because this is the most congested calendar we've ever seen. You still have COVID cases making their way through every single dressing room in Italy. So every team is dealing with these factors. But it almost seems like Atalanta's this bogey team for Milan. That look at Stefano Pioli, what he did. He put in Mete, who's a defensive midfielder, in the attacking half, because I think he was a little bit worried. He was playing and changing his formation based on the way he knows Atalanta will play, based on that physical style that he knows Atalanta will bring. So you have a top-of-the-table team adjusting and adapting to Atalanta.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.